This car doesn't have an engine temperature gauge, and this is because you don't really need one. Now, don't get me wrong, the engine temperature is a very important parameter which engine control unit continuously monitors every single moment of time. I'm saying that as a driver of that little cute hatchback, I don't really need to know it. It is not the type of the car you would use for track days. It is a small front-wheel drive hatchback made mostly for city driving. Plus, modern materials and synthetic oils allows you to start driving right away after the engine starts. Summer, winter, day, night, doesn't really matter. As soon as you're not revving it up to gazillion RPM, you will be fine. As I said before, I don't really need a proper temperature indicator, but wouldn't it be nice to have at least something, some tiny bit of information that tells you if your engine freezing cold or at proper operating temperature, or at least get into that proper operating temperature, just to know these two states. In that version of the instrument cluster, there are plenty of empty spots not used for this particular vehicle and for certain countries. We're going to use one of these empty sockets and install a little blue light that will stay illuminated until our engine gets to some reasonable temperature, say 40-45 degrees centigrade, which is still of course far away from an operating temperature. So basically we're just gonna make an indicator that tells us that our engine is not freezing cold. That's it. After sampling the voltage rate of the onboard EDC sensor, I found that 1.9 volts correspond to around 45 degrees Celsius. It's important to understand that I'm just prototyping at the moment. In reality, I would not recommend you to connect anything to onboard temperature sensor, especially something with small internal resistance, or to connect some sort of long wires or high capacitance devices to that sensor, or to basically to connect anything to that sensor, because even microscopic alterations of that sensor signal would mean a big difference for engine management system. Ideally, we have to use an additional separated temperature sensor. Now, when I know what voltage I'm shooting for, I'm gonna write a code and program that little chip, and when programmed correctly, it should be watching closely the sensor's voltage level, and as soon as it drops below 1.9 volt, meaning engine temperature is higher than 45 C, it should command our blue light to turn off.